Have you ever met someone and instantly thought, why don't they just get it? Maybe it was a classmate who kept asking the same question again and again, or a colleague who struggled with simple instructions, or someone who reacted in ways that felt slow, misplaced, or confusing. But here's a deeper question. What is really happening inside their mind? We often use the term low IQ casually, almost carelessly. But behind those two words lies a complex, psychological world, one filled with confusion, adaptation, quiet frustration, and often, silent resilience. People with lower cognitive processing ability don't just think less. They experience reality differently. Imagine this. You're watching a fast-paced movie, but your brain processes it in slow motion. Scenes change before you fully understand the previous one. People speak, but their words overlap in your mind. Instructions come, but they feel like pieces of a puzzle that never quite fit. This isn't laziness. This isn't carelessness. This is cognitive overload. Now think about how that feels emotionally. Confusing, right? Frustrating, maybe even a little isolating? Because when the world moves fast and your mind moves slow, you start to feel left behind. Here's where it gets even more interesting. People often assume intelligence is only about solving problems quickly, but psychology shows us something deeper. Intelligence is not just speed, it's also perception, emotional processing, and adaptability. And here's the paradox. Sometimes people with lower IQ develop simpler but stronger emotional patterns. They may trust more easily, feel emotions more directly, live more in the present moment. But at the same time, they may struggle with abstract thinking, long-term consequences, complex decision-making. It's like living life with fewer filters, but also fewer tools. Let me ask you something. Have you ever overthought a situation so much that it made you anxious? Now imagine the opposite. Imagine not being able to think deeply enough to fully understand what's happening around you. That's a different kind of struggle, less visible, but just as real. Many people with lower IQ unknowingly rely on patterns instead of understanding. They don't always analyze deeply. They repeat what has worked before. If something once brought comfort, they hold on to it. If something once caused pain, they avoid it, sometimes without knowing why. It's not logic, it's survival. And slowly, over time, their world becomes smaller, more predictable, safer, but also limited. Here's the part we rarely talk about. They are often aware of the gap, maybe not intellectually, but emotionally. They notice when others laugh, and they don't understand the joke. They feel it when they're left out of conversations. They sense the subtle impatience in people's voices, and that creates something powerful. A quiet insecurity, not always expressed, not always visible, but deeply felt. So the next time you think, why are they like this? Pause and ask instead, what might their world feel like from the inside? Because sometimes what looks like a lack of intelligence is actually a different way of experiencing reality. And understanding that difference is the first step toward empathy. Now let's go deeper. If intelligence shapes how we think, then it also shapes how we cope with life. People with lower IQ often develop defense mechanisms, not consciously, but naturally. Some may become overly dependent on others. Some may avoid challenges altogether. And some may pretend to understand, just to fit in. Have you ever nodded in a conversation, even when you didn't fully understand? Now imagine doing that almost all the time. There's a quiet pressure to appear normal, to not be the one who slows things down, to not be seen as less. So they adapt, not by becoming smarter, but by becoming socially cautious. They watch others. They copy behaviors. They memorize responses. It's like learning life as a script, instead of truly understanding it. But here's the irony. While some people overcomplicate life with too much thinking, others struggle because they can't think deeply enough. Two extremes. Same outcome, confusion. Let's talk about decision making. When faced with complex choices, people with lower IQ may rely more on immediate rewards, emotional impulses, external influence. This makes them more vulnerable to manipulation, to peer pressure, to making decisions that feel right in the moment, but harmful in the long run. And yet, is that so different from everyone else? Think about it. How often do we make emotional decisions, even when we know better? The difference is, they may not always have the cognitive tools to step back and reflect. Another important layer is self-worth. When someone repeatedly struggles in environments that reward intelligence, schools, workplaces, social circles, they start forming beliefs like, I'm not good enough. I'm slow. I'll never understand. And these beliefs don't just stay in the mind. They shape identity. Over time, effort decreases, confidence fades, and potential, whatever form it had, remains unexplored. But here's a powerful truth. A person's value is not equal to their IQ. Intelligence is just one dimension of being human, not the definition of it. Some people with lower IQ may still have deep kindness, strong loyalty, emotional warmth, a simple, honest way of seeing life, things that highly intelligent people sometimes lose, in the complexity of their thoughts. So what's the real lesson here? Maybe it's this. Understanding someone's limitations is not about judging them. It's about adjusting our expectations and deepening our compassion, because intelligence creates differences, but empathy bridges them. Let me leave you with a question. In a world obsessed with being smart, have we forgotten how to be understanding? Because sometimes the most intelligent thing you can do is to recognize that not everyone experiences the world the way you do. And instead of asking, why are they so slow? You begin to ask, how can I meet them where they are? And maybe that's where real wisdom begins.